These are the pieces of bone. This is what they look like when they come out of the fire. Some of them come out so beautiful that I can't bring myself to crush them. So I'll probably save that one, but for the most part, they just come out like this, and they're pretty breakable. They're pretty delicate, that just can kind of be chipped away. My name is Tory Mata. I am a visual artist. I have primarily been a painter over my career, but recently have expanded to include sculptural items, found object assemblage, handmade papers. So the piece itself becomes integral to the meaning, as opposed to, painting on a surface that becomes obliterated. I started wanting to put the meaning into the paper itself and into as much of the finished piece as I could. So I've transitioned to making a lot of my own pigments, ground by hand from bone in some cases, and the substrate itself, so the handmade paper from, in some cases, worn bed linens that bring their own meaning to it. So my process as a whole has evolved to really be about exploration. So for example, the series Dream Home that I have was based around antique roof tiles, finding these pieces that have so much history and life into them. And I think that things like time being a necessary element, that it's not something that just can be made overnight, that this required years of weather and wear to get it to a place where it is, and then how can I kind of reveal that and show that. So the pieces kind of change. Specifically for the series Elegy that's behind me, it really became about my sister's passing, which was 5 years ago. And so that really was kind of the catalyst for this work to evolve. And so the bed linens, that's my own personal way into this work, but that it becomes universal for, to anyone, about loss on any level. The bed linens are so intimate. And they're worn. These are used linens, so you can't get more intimate than that. And that's really what I wanted to bring into the work, was just that closeness and that intimacy of this process. Death, yes, but there's so much in there. There's so much nuance, and when you're in that moment, and so to be able to kind of explore that moment, I wanted to kind of take away as much as possible of even my own mark making. Was much less interested with what I had to say, so that kind of more and more got less and less, because it just wasn't necessary. The materials, the bone pigment coming together with and within the paper making process was really where all the magic was happening. My work as an abstract painter was definitely landscape influenced. And even kind of subconsciously when I came here, I noticed that a shift to brighter colors, and the horizon line was always kind of a prominent part in my pieces. I used to say that they're landscape influenced. So I'm kind of using the language of landscape, but not at all kind of representationally. More recently, I just felt the need to shed even color, which was basically the core of my work before was color, and that's essentially gone, except for kind of the neutral tones of the natural materials that I'm working with. So it's kind of a massive shift, it feels to me anyway, but I think that kind of where the spaciousness was coming in more literally before with this landscape feel, I have shifted that to trying to find that spaciousness in a more metaphoric level, where that there's still that kind of, I think that's probably a key element to what I try to do, is to evoke that spaciousness, whether it's in observation or something more literal. And so I think no matter what my works are, there's some emotion that has moved me, that, you know, from an old roof tile, something, all the history, the things that then get papered over, and, you know, how to reveal the imperfections and in the history and things that have been damaged or, you know, harmed that are actually beautiful. And so much of it is about that emotionality and how can I convey that.